Companies used to rely on the media to spread their stories, but today anyone can be a publisher or storyteller and reach large audiences. This change happened really fast over the past 2 decades, thanks to the rise of social media and user-friendly content management systems. You can call it the democratization of media publishing. Hi, I'm Chris, the head of content at Funnel. I've been working with content and marketing my entire professional career and have more than 20 years of experience. In this video, I'm going to cover the basics of content marketing, explain what it is, why it matters, and share some personal learnings that can help you in your content marketing journey. So what is content marketing? Straight from Joe Pulizzi's book, Epic Content Marketing, content marketing is the marketing and business process for creating and distributing valuable and compelling content to attract, acquire, and engage a clearly defined and understood target audience to drive profitable customer action. Oh, and if you don't know who Joe is, he's kind of the big deal in this space. But to simplify this definition, I would say that content marketing is the strategy of guiding people from initial awareness of your product or service to purchase. It's about delivering valuable content to the people you wish to target and turn them into loyal customers. So what's valuable, you might ask? Well, that would be anything that is educational, inspirational, entertaining, informational, etc., right? You get the idea. So when creating content, you should ask yourself, is this useful? Is it relevant to the people we are trying to reach? And if not, then you can pretty much throw it in the trash. So what content marketing isn't? Content marketing isn't hardcore selling of your product or service. As I said, it's about guiding people gently from initial awareness of who you are to one day eventually buying from you. And the choice is theirs to make, if and when they feel ready for you. Yes, it's true that content marketing is ultimately about generating leads for your business. However, it's a much more of a long-term game. Content marketing is the opposite of intrusive, interruption-based advertising. With content marketing, you need to earn people's undivided attention first, and that's really hard to do. The only way to do that is by providing value to the person, reader, viewer, and consumer of your content. Business leaders might not care about this approach, but as all content marketers know, nobody really cares or gives a shit about your product or service. People only care about their own problems and issues. Yep, it's a selfish world out there. So the more you can help people deal with whatever ails them, the better. That's great content marketing. And then you can slowly introduce your product or service after you have earned their attention, trust, and respect. So keep on providing value and wait until they are ready to buy. In this field, this is called nurturing the relationship. Consider it courting. Be patient, be kind, be loving, and who knows, they might just say yes to you when you decide to propose. So what's the best way to go about content marketing? Step 1, do your research. To create relevant content, you need to understand your audience. There are many ways to do this, like having open conversations with customers or listening to them on social media. Also, look at how your content performs and understand what people engage with. I'm a big advocate of doing your own research. Identify a topic you would like to know more about. Develop a survey and share it with your customers and prospects. The insights you gain from this research will feed your editorial calendar for months. Plus, by doing your own research, you'll really get to understand what people are struggling with, their needs and challenges. And with that understanding, your job will be to advise them on what to do, or you will try to cater to their needs and challenges in different ways. It's really not rocket science. The 101 of all communication theory is knowing your audience. So do your homework properly and spend time before even starting with content creation. Step 2. Set up a solid editorial process. You need to create a content machine or engine. Great content doesn't just happen by itself. You need to create a workflow and process for it to become an always-on activity. Think of yourself like a news desk. Meet with your editorial team regularly. During these meetings, discuss what's trending, identify the needs of the organization or the sales team, and share what you recently learned when interviewing a customer or prospect. Do keyword research to understand search intent and what people actually want to hear about. Follow influencers in your space, identify what they are talking about. Keep an eye on your competition and speak to customers often. In short, be curious. Establish an editorial calendar for the year and some key content pillars. What are the key themes and/or topics relevant to your industry and business? And where can you position yourself as a thought leader? For example, it would look something like this for us here at Funnel. Funnel is releasing a new dashboard feature. In Q1, let's talk about data visualization and storytelling. What could the potential topics be? Ethical data visualization and marketing. The keys to unlocking a dashboard's potential. The guide to big data visualization. Enhance your data visualization techniques. The 12 best data visualization tools for marketing agencies. And finally, funnel dashboards are here. Then figure out which channels to use and in which format. How can we repurpose and repackage what we create, turning a long-form blog article into a video script or a document post for LinkedIn? Although I don't think people go down funnels like we would want them to, it's still a practical approach to map your content to the different phases of the buyer journey. So content for the top of the funnel is typically educational, informative, or even entertaining. And middle of the funnel content typically introduces your product or service, such as the 12 best data visualization tools for marketing agencies. And at the bottom of the funnel, you show real case studies, customer testimonials and reviews, and product information. So for more info about tofu, mofu, and bofu, check out the video on that. Step 3. Develop your own means of distribution. The way social media has evolved is pretty fascinating. These days, the algorithms are amazing at figuring out what we like. Open any app and boom, it shows you the most engaging stuff whether you follow those accounts or not. But here's the thing, social media platforms, including YouTube, are really just discovery tools. They're great for getting new people to find your content, but they're not so great for keeping the conversation going. According to Jay Klaus, founder of Creator Science, it's super important to focus on relationship platforms like email, SMS, podcasting, and private communities. As he points out, these platforms are harder to grow because people have to find you somewhere else first and then decide to opt in and give you their contact info. It's a higher barrier to entry and takes more effort to build up for sure. But in the end, owning your distribution method is a way more reliable for staying in touch with your audience. Now back to Joe. He advocates the same but expresses it well. One of the biggest problems with social media is that you don't control or own your platforms. You're essentially building your content strategy on rented land. Instead, you should make sure you own your content hotel and work hard on fostering long-term relationships with your guests. They will come and go, but if you constantly deliver an exceptional experience, they will reward you with their money and loyalty. Step 4. Hire great people. During my career, I've been the one and only content marketer on a marketing team. I was a jack of all trades, but master of none, a person who could do a little bit of this and that, but nothing in a kick-ass way. And those were fun times and I learned a lot, but I was also young and had no family commitments and could spend hours at work. So depending on who you hire, you could get someone to go that extra mile, but just note that it isn't sustainable in the long run. If you want to make a quick impact, you have to have people with different skill sets in your team. At Funnel, for example, we have a video editor, producer, a copywriter, social media manager, an SEO specialist, a designer, 2 web developers. Each person is a master in their craft. That said, there are only so many hours in a day, and depending on your business needs, you might want to scale your activities even more. The easiest way to do this is to work with freelancers, consultants, or even agencies to help with specific projects, or get them to act as part of your team. Invest time in building your network, discover exceptional talent, and stay connected with those who excel in the field is important. Step 5. Constantly challenge yourself and dare to do things differently. So what's a good content marketing strategy? There is no silver bullet, but let's look at some great examples for inspiration. Red Bull, my personal favorite. They create awesome adrenaline sports, adventure, and lifestyle videos linked to their brand idea. Gives you wings. Their videos are extremely entertaining and riveting to watch. Lego. So as a dad, I've had to build stuff with my kids, and I have to bring this brand up as a solid example of content marketing. Lego cleverly includes storytelling and community engagement within its marketing. Kids love their movies and TV shows, and if you think of the Lego movie, it's like a long-form ad targeting children and adults, getting both excited about creating adventure. Plain genius, right? HubSpot. Then, as a content marketer, I have to look up to HubSpot as the leader of inbound marketing. They are a go-to reference and authority for any content marketer aiming to perfect their trade. These are big, well-known brands, of course. And if you don't have the big budgets and resources of a brand like Red Bull or Lego, what can you do? So most experienced content marketers agree that 99.9% of the job is just showing up every day, producing content and putting it out there for the world to see. Ask Robert Rose or Anne Handley, two well-known authorities in content marketing, and they'll advocate for being super disciplined in the art of creating and sharing your content. They'll also say that it's a constant learning process and a muscle you need to develop. It takes hard work, and this practice of routine and commitment helps a content marketer master their craft. Think of it like going to the gym every day to get fit. Ultimately, all that exercise will pay off and you will feel and look great, but you need to keep at it. It's literally a muscle you need to keep working on. With that said, however, you also need to create space and time for creative thinking and play. Otherwise, you might land up in a hamster wheel going round and round. So, dare to challenge yourself, dare to question if there is a better way of doing things, and ask yourself if this story is compelling enough to get people to pay attention. And if not, go back to the drawing board and try again. That's it from me. Thanks for watching. If you found this video useful, subscribe where you'll get more videos about digital marketing best practices, marketing data analytics, and data visualization tips and tricks. All the great content you need to shortcut your way to being a better marketer.